I still think the Knicks are going to come back home and give their best effort. Brunson couldn't hit a shot yesterday. Once those guys can't get buckets early on, especially in that environment, you knew they were going to be in trouble. Everything went wrong yesterday, but I am not giving up on this series just yet.
I mean, I'll never give up with this team because they've earned it, but we got massive issues here. We have, and Knicks fans, we have big issues.
Well, you said it Friday that you didn't feel good about it with Anunoby.
I said that I did not think that they would win a game in Indianapolis if OG did not play. We knew he wasn't going to play Friday. I said, maybe he squeezes out a few minutes on Sunday. He's not even close to coming back. And here's, for me at this point, and it's not about ripping this team. I mean, usually you think about a playoff game where, they're losing 21-8, 32-11, 42-19, 50. It was a wrap, dude. You're 6 minutes in, you're like, it's over. Go back to the mimosas that mom and grandma are sucking down. It's over. It's a wrap.
I did think at some point, though, the Pacers were hitting everything, and the Knicks couldn't hit anything. Usually you see it level out a little bit, but it just kept getting worse.
Yeah, it got worse. And this is the kind of game I actually thought we'd see Friday night. And Friday night's game was insane. I know they didn't seal the deal, obviously, but Friday was incredible. I thought they were going to get really lit up on Friday, just based off the circumstances, the injuries, everything kind of catching up. Come back and give a real, Knick effort on Sunday. Win or lose, 2-3 possession game, final few minutes here. If they don't win tomorrow night, series is not getting back to the Garden. It's just not, man.
No, it's not. That's a game that they're going to have to win.
They got to win. But they're not winning in Indianapolis.
See, to me, the question becomes, okay, well, we saw the two types of games. Now, they ended up losing both, but we saw the two types of games on the road that they could be either the team that got smoked yesterday or the team that's going to fight like they did in Game 3 and battle and have a chance to win. If they play the way that they played in Game 3, they're going to win Game 5 because at home, the Pacers talk tough and they walk around with their chest out and Halliburton doing the finger wag, whatever it is that he's doing. Yeah. Real easy beating up on a team that's real limited, and you're at home, you're getting every freaking whistle, the crowd going nuts. Let's see you do the same stuff at the Garden where you coughed up 2 games. So I don't think the Pacers are that good. I stand by that. Now, the Knicks got to pick it up. They got their asses handed to them yesterday. They got to play defense first and foremost. Oh, and by the way, then Jalen Brunson, who even with Anunoby, needs to play like a superstar. If he doesn't, they have no chance. And without Anunoby, you need more than just that. But I do think Brunson will bounce back. He says he's fine. Is he 100%? Probably not. Who is? I think he's going to bounce back. I think you're going to see more of the Game 3. I think yesterday you just crumble it up, throw it out.
And in a lot of ways, it's probably good. Get him off the court. Because if that's a 16, 17-point game instead of, what was the most minutes? I believe it was like 32 or 33 by a starter. So because it was over, even Tom Thibodeau's got to acknowledge that, which he did. And to me, that was the only storyline. I'm like, I knew it. And I hear what you're saying. Like, if there's a team that's going to generate a comeback, it's this group. It's so easy to say it now. I knew it. No, but right. I knew watching that it was over. I knew it was over. And all I cared about was wave the white flag, surrender, fight another day. Now, think about it. This was Pat Riley. I guess even Hubie Brown's right. Knicks. Pat Riley's Knicks. Van Gundy's Knicks. Even Mike Woodson's Knicks. If any other show here at the Fan in years past came in on a Monday after the Knicks got their asses absolutely waxed on national TV, we will destroy them. Anybody in this studio with this microphone would annihilate the Knicks. I can't. I can't.
Excellent point.
And I won't because this team is shot. Now you got to worry about Hartenstein's shoulder. OG Anunoby's not playing a second in the series. So Knicks fans, give up the pipe dream. He's not coming back. He's in a pool. All right, he's probably done more dives off a diving board than he's actually done physical reps on a court. But he has not been on a court. He's done this series.
They still almost won Game 3 without him.
I understand that, but and it's about OG, which gets me a bridge to this, and it's really about Brunson. It sucks, and it opens the door for those dissenting, narrow-minded, dopey, idiotic voices to once again clamor, all right, well, maybe Jalen Brunson. No, you idiot, he is that guy. He can't move. And when Jalen Brunson can't get separation, the little dance, the step back, the pump fake, the sublime footwork, he's not Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson isn't right, but he's too much of a pro and a warrior to let us know. Watch him. Every shot that he misses is front rim, even going back to the start on Friday.
Right.
Sal? I don't know how they win this series.
Well, if you
I honestly don't.
You said they were not going to win if Anunoby doesn't play. We both now agree that he's not going to play. I still think they can.
I hope you're right, man.
Well, if Brunson's
His team
compromised,
deserves another round.
Okay, so here's the question: if Brunson's compromised, I mean, nobody.
He is. What do you mean if he is?
Well, I mean, but he played well. He came back from that injury in the second half of game 2.
But he started 1 for 5 in the. I'm looking at the type of misses, front rim,
but he's had that a little bit throughout the course of the postseason here, where he hasn't been totally on, especially early on in the Philadelphia series. Then again, okay, so game 2 he comes back. We're thinking, man, he doesn't look right. And then he turned it on and looked great, even in game 3. Did he play like an MVP in game 3? No, but he did enough, and they could have won that game. Here's, to me, the bigger question. Did the clock strike midnight on Hart, DiVincenzo, Hartenstein, McBride? Those are the guys, BT, where yesterday... You know, we expected it. I mean, I felt like it was going to happen at some point, and it just wasn't happening. Maybe with the individuals having bad games, whether it's DiVincenzo or Hart, whoever, to have that all happen at once yesterday, it does at least make you think, okay, well, is it too many minutes? Is it just these guys now getting back to their career norms? Like, did the clock strike midnight on those other guys? Because if it did, it doesn't even matter if Brunson goes for 40, 45. They can't live with Josh Hart, 1 of 6, no three-pointers. They can't live with DiVincenzo, 3 for 13. Like, those guys can't combine for 9 points.
No,
Hartenstein,
no.
Hartenstein, what, like... Dude, he's
hurt, man.
He's giving the ball to the other team yesterday.
He's hurt, Sal. He's hurt, too. That shoulder's an issue.
Can those guys, forget about the injury, the absence
forget
of
about
OG.
Brunson for a second, OG.
Brunson, right.
The other guys. You see, they're all interconnected here. The reason why, I remember saying part of this, and I'm going to obviously answer Sal's question the way I see it in a sec, but I want to get you there. So, the reason, and it kind of stems from Randall, and not to bring Randall into it now, but part of the reason I think Brunson has been able to take, 2-3 steps forward is because, and it's not a knock on Randall, but without Randall, Brunson's got the freedom to monopolize the dribble and then set his guys up and do what he's got to do for himself, okay? And Randall, I don't want to say that Randall would crush that because it's unfair, but I think he would compromise it. Okay, so Randall's out. Brunson, when healthy, is doing what he's been doing, and we all know he's top 5 MVP. Should have been higher. But by Brunson doing what he's doing up until he got hurt with the foot, and I still don't know what's wrong with that thing. He took a needle the other night, and I'm worried it's going to go anytime. But him being so amazing allows the other guys to rise probably past where they really are. And when Brunson goes from superhero to good, which is kind of good, then they can't be who they've been, which has helped make the Knicks who they are. So if Brunson ain't right, to answer you in a long-winded way, if Jalen Brunson's not Jalen Brunson, those guys will play better than they did the other night. You can't play worse. But they're not going to resemble the amazing cast and collection of reserves that the Knicks have had all year, and then their season's over.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Tino is on Staten Island. What's up, Tino?
Good morning. The best crew in the morning station. Love you guys. It's always a pleasure to hear you guys in the morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tino.
BT.
Yeah.
I'm not down, man. I'm not down. We're 2-2. We're coming back home in front of MSG. The guys will be ready. You chalk that one up. You throw it away. We had our chance in Game 3. It didn't work out. We couldn't grab rebounds down the stretch. We didn't get the loose balls in Game 3. So I'm not worried about Game 4. It is what it is. Those games happen in the course of a year.
Well, that was, you're right, they do happen, but that was a little more than just your average ass kicking. I mean, they were down by 40. Good God.
Sal, I get it. You know what? But this team has persevered all year long. I mean, what team has done what we got? We got 3 starters that are out and a key bench player that theoretically is a starter in Bogdanovich because he started his whole career as a starter. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about a team has worked their tails off all year. I'm not down on these guys. I know they're going to bring it tomorrow night. And
you think they win Game 5? You think they win Game 5?
Kyle, I'm very confident we're taking Game 5.
Yeah, me too. No, I'm with you, but it's more. Tino, I'm with you, and thank you for the call. For me, BT, well, look, I have to stay to what I believed in. Even, I was going to say before the series, but obviously with Anunoby going out, that changes a lot of different things. But I still felt the Knicks are better than the Pacers, even without Anunoby. It may be disrespectful to Indiana. I don't think they're it. McConnell, I'm tired of seeing that. Here's what the Knicks may miss more than Anunoby. How about somebody to stand in the paint and protect the rim? It was driving me up a wall yesterday. The Pacers are right underneath the bucket, and nobody's there. Yeah. Maybe they do miss Mitch more than we think.
I was just going to say that.
And can Jericho Sims get that big body and put your ass underneath the rim and knock somebody down?
Come on, he's a bit role player. What do we expect from Sims? Not that you're wrong, but Jericho Sims didn't get the Knicks to this point. That's the whole point.
But BT, if he can do anything, like I'm not asking him to guard somebody on the perimeter.
I know what you're saying.
I'm not asking you to slow down Siakam.
Get your hands up.
Can you stand underneath the rim and put your freaking hands up?
Listen, man, this is really hard for me because I was thinking about this over the weekend. Like, I look at my sporting, my life as a fan, certainly more so when I was a kid, but that 85 St. John's Final Four team that I'll always cherish and fueled my St. John's love and basketball love. Obviously, the 94 Knicks, the Yankees, the first team that I won in 96, the 98 Jets, who should have beat the Broncos and gone to the Super Bowl and waxed your Falcons. We talk about that. But it's crazy because this Knicks team has carved out a place, and they're not even in the conference finals yet.
Right.
I love this group. I've ridden with this group all year. I've watched every game. I love them. This is not an emotional limitation or a toughness limitation. This is a physical regeneration limitation that feels like how much can you overcome?
You can't, but I think here's why we differ, I think, right now. You're right. I'm with you. Like, there's only so much you can take.
Oh, my God.
Two things. I don't respect the Pacers as much as you do.
Neither do I. No, I respect their skill. They got no heart. They're front runners.
But even from the beginning, like, I was just like, I'm not... The Knicks should be able to beat this team in 5. All right, maybe then the bigger issue is I still am either holding out hope or just have belief that Brunson is going to play at a ridiculous, and when I mean ridiculous level, I mean 40 plus.
Yeah.
Like if he's not getting 40 plus, they're toast.
Yep.
And if he can't get 40 plus at home in Game 5 when they need it, it's over.
I mean, Sal, I don't know if he get 40 plus on West 4th Street or Cody. He can't move.
Right, so that's the difference. It's not that you don't think Brunson can do it. It's that
Brunson is the man.
Yeah, you think he's more compromised than I do.
Yeah. He can't shake anybody.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to find out without that. So, because my formula for a win, at home, obviously, there's going to be a boost right there automatically.
Knicks fans will be ready, and the Knicks will be ready.
Yeah, the Knicks will be ready. They'll play much harder, but it all goes as Brunson goes, and I do believe he will play at the superstar level that they're going to need come Game 5. Kevin is in Ocean City, New Jersey. What's up, Kev?
Hey, Kev.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
You got it, buddy.
How much of this comes back to Tibbs? The Knicks going to do what they can do, but I think the gas tank is just empty.
Yeah.
I mean, they just ran out of gas, and you can't fault the players. I fault the coach more because a lot of times players want to play. They want to play every minute, every time, but the coach has to say, no, sit down for a few.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, let me try this guy. Sit down for a few, even if you don't think you need to sit down for a few. You got to sit there. Mismanagement of time over the course of the season has caused them. They just run out of gas. They just ran out of gas.
You know what, Kev? You know what it is? Listen, thanks for the call there, Kev. This is going to be a major discussion point depending upon what happens the next couple of games here. Once the season's over, like that's when you have I think, the in-depth, real evaluation, Tom Thibodeau, and where he is and where they are, and is this the highest he can get them in his old school ways? Is it a detriment? I don't think that's for today because Kevin's right. The players want to play. I mean, Josh Hart wants to play. Brunson, this team doesn't make a single excuse. And now you got, Hartenstein. I know he's probably their 4th or 5th most important player. Hartenstein's banged up now. You see him with that shoulder?
Right.
That's a problem.
Here's the issue, though. I can't blame Tibbs because if Now, we could argue if you think they're better with or without Randall. That's a different conversation.
Yep.
But if Randall were healthy, Josh Hart wouldn't be playing 48 minutes.
Yeah.
If Mitchell Robinson were healthy, if Bogdanovich were healthy, these guys would be allotting the minutes much more evenly or certainly differently because Tibbs could rely on those guys to a certain extent.
To an extent, not as much as you think. I mean, so Josh Hart, instead of he'd probably go from 48 minutes to, 40? 41?
I don't know if Randall were there.
Oh, if Randall's there, I thought you meant just the other guys, Bogdanovich and Mitchell. Yeah, I got you. Randall's a little different.
And I think that's where it starts because once Randall goes down, the biggest role change on this team, the guy who was impacted the most with Randall going down was Josh Hart. Josh Hart became a focal point. He was a role player, a guy off the bench you could rely on, whatever it may be, however they were going to use him, an energy guy, a rebound guy, sure. Yeah. He became the focal point of their offense, not just point-wise, but running the point essentially along with Jalen Brunson. It was going through Josh Hart. Josh Hart was playing an incredibly important 48 minutes. So without Randall, they needed that, and they were thriving with that. To me, you put Randall back in there, everything changes where Josh Hart, for better or worse, is going to take a significantly less role, but maybe it would keep him fresher. Maybe the Knicks could balance things out and not have to worry about Brunson sitting so much because Randall's on the floor. And then when Randall gets some rest, okay, then it just changed everything. Now, you can disagree with whether they're better with him or not. That's a different conversation.
Yeah, just talk about minutes distribution.
Well, the minutes.
Yeah. I don't think it would be crazy different, but listen, certainly it would be lessened, and maybe they're a little more physically resilient, and maybe those offensive rebounds that they couldn't secure the final few possessions Friday, maybe they get them. Maybe the legs are a little more springy here. Listen, I look at it this way, Sal. Number one, I don't think we see OG Anunoby the rest of the year, unless they win the series, right? I
don't even know about that. You think he'll come back again? You think he'd come back against Boston?
Those
hammies, dude. We talk about it.
Problem. It seems like a big issue there. I don't think we see him this series, no matter if it's 6 or 7. So I don't think Jalen Brunson's right. I just don't. Hartenstein's now a problem. And here's the thing. Friday, and it was fun, and it was close, and it was frustrating. And every one of those nights where you'll never... Now, we'll forget the details of yesterday, because yesterday was just gross, and you could kind of mentally check out. Friday was a different level of engagement. But think about this, Sal. And I almost won, I know, but they did lose. And DiVincenzo, career night. Alec Burks, pretty amazing. Like, they got things that they probably won't get to that degree the rest of the series, and they still didn't win.
Yeah, I know. They need Brunson.